and as a parent, what you need to do to facilitate those opportunities. But the first thing, you want to be doing as a parent is selecting appropriate sporting opportunities. And then having selected them, it's about providing the right types of social support. And so within that, it's about recognizing that what a child needs when they're 7, 8 or 9 is very different to what they need when they're 12, 13, 14, which is very different again to what they need when they're 15 and 16. And as a parent, what you need to do to facilitate those opportunities also changes.
And so so what's, from a practical sense, what are some of those ways of either understanding what those right opportunities are or understanding what your kid needs at those different stages?
Yeah, so that's a great question, Kelly. So the key thing is, and this will be a sort of a message that goes throughout this session, is around communication. So the key thing to start with is finding out from your child, what do they want from sport? So if you have a child who seems that they're really quite committed to their sport and maybe wants to pursue 1 or 2 sports and see how high a level they can go to, then we would talk about them starting off sampling a lot of different sports where they're developmentally appropriate. And what I mean by that is they're focused on fun and having a lot of opportunities to play, develop their skills, not too heavy on the competition. And then at the next level, so the next stage, sort of around the age of 11, 12, although it's not specifically age tied, then you might start to look for opportunities where there's a bit more competition, a bit more of a focus on kind of tailored training. There's going to be more time spent with the coaches. And then if your child really wants to commit to that sport as they get into maybe 14, 15, 16, they might choose that one sport. And now it would be appropriate to be looking for opportunities where you've got very tailored focus on competition outcomes, not as in they're only focused on winning, but in terms of the outcome being developing the child's skills so that they can move on. But that's not what all children want. Some children just want to play a lot of sports for a long time and have fun and be physically active. And that's completely fine as well. And I think sometimes we get caught up on the idea that every child that joins, as a parent, I've got to be helping them keep pushing on. But the vast majority of children, when you talk to them in early adolescence, they've got 4 or 5 favorite sports and they want to play all of them. And actually they want to be a good all-rounder. So as a parent, having those conversations around, well, what is it that you'd like to achieve? That will help you to tailor those experiences. And then with regards to supporting it, then you can start to say, okay, well, initially it's about providing lots of fun. And so it's going to be encouraging, building competence, giving lots of positive feedback. If they decide they want to continue playing a lot of different sports as they move forward, then it's going to be very similar sorts of support, making sure they're in the right places at the right sort of time, but, generally providing that positive reinforcement. Whereas if they decide they want to commit and reach maybe a more elite level, if they can, within a sport, then it's going to be around negotiating relationships with coaches and who's taking on different roles, etc. So a key for me is really talk to your child and find out what it is that they want. And then together you can work out the experiences that really work for them.